I know why I did it. I mean, I knew perfectly well why I'd got the job. George Lazenby was ill-equipped. He was a male model. So I was there to sort of steer him through and give it some gravitas, which I did.
That's very interesting. So you thought that they had gone for a classical actress alongside a male model?
Yeah. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to balance it up. Oh, one of the most successful, if not the most successful Bond movie. I don't say that with any great pride, but it is.
What was the feeling on set about George Lazenby?
He was really difficult. It's not for nothing that they didn't offer him any sequels. I mean, he was just difficult because I think he needed help. Not in the acting. He was really quite good, wasn't he? And attractive and sexy and all those things, but just difficult off stage. He kind of thought he was a film star immediately and started throwing his weight around. And then, of course, it was, accused me of eating garlic before love, which is so petty and ridiculous.
Hey movie fans, Bored now back with you. On this video I return to the James Bond franchise and I'm going to be covering a very divisive James Bond film today, and that is On Her Majesty's Secret Service from 1969, aka the failed George Lazenby experiment. So Lazenby's one and only film as 007. But you've got to say, despite the controversy around him as Bond, the film has gone on to become a cult favourite over time. Start with a bit of a backstory to this one, shall we? Originally, The Man with the Golden Gun was going to be the next Bond film, with Roger Moore set to replace Connery. Connery wasn't on speaking terms with producer Albert Broccoli, and it was to be filmed in Cambodia. Two things changed these plans. Firstly, Moore pulled out, instead signing up to comedy spy series The Saint, which really put his name on the map. and political unrest in Cambodia also ruled that out as a location. Over 400 actors were said to be considered as the next James Bond, some from outside the UK. The frontrunners included John Richardson, Dutchman Hans Donvers, Australian Robert Campbell, Greek Georgios Fotis, and of course Lazenby, who was from Australia also. Just think of the internet meltdown if that was today. Welsh actor Timothy Dalton was asked to audition after impressing in The Lion in the Winter, but turned it down, saying he was too young, being in his mid-20s at the time. He was also nervous about replacing Connery. More on Dalton in future episodes. Broccoli was also keen on Terence Stamp and rising star Oliver Reed. In the end, he decided Reed's profile was too high. Stamp at the time probably had the look and charisma needed for the role and might have matched Connery's steely intensity, but probably lacked the overall charm and comic timing. Both he and Reed were more suited for shady villain-type roles. Stamp would star with Diana Rigg, the co-star of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, in Last Night in Soho years later, one of his final films. According to The Guardian, Broccoli first met Lazenby when they were getting their hair cut at the same barbers, later seeing the inexperienced actor in the Big Fry commercial, leading the producer to believe he could be the next Bond, so he invited him along for a screen test. Yes, based on this.
You could win the whole wagon load of these wonderful prizes in the new Big Fry competition, and lots of individual prizes too. So collect 4 wrappers from any of Fry's bars, Crunchy, Picnic, Turkish Delight or Chocolate Cream, and an entry form from your sweet shop. Come on, move in to the Big Fry competition.
Nobody beats the Whiz is slashing prices on our entire stock.
Nobody beats me because I'm the Whiz. Yes, I'm the Whiz. I'm the Whiz.
Rumour has it Lazenby dressed for the part in the commercial by sporting several Bond elements such as a Rolex Submariner wristwatch and an Anthony Sinclair tailor suit, the same tailor as Connery's Bond. On a DVD extra for On Her Majesty's Secret Service, there's a story of how Lazenby, during the audition, accidentally punched a professional wrestler who was acting as a stunt coordinator in the face. This impressing Broccoli because he felt it showed the actor's ability to display aggression. What was he smoking? The casting of Lazenby didn't go down well on set with the director Peter Hunt or co-star Diana Rigg, who both felt he was out of his depth. As the years rolled on, Lazenby has become more level-headed and honest about his solo outing as Bond.
I was a model. Then, if you want to go right back, I was a salesman and a mechanic before that.
What really drew you into applying for this job?
Well, it was on the recommendation of a friend called Maggie Abbott.
Peter Hunt, you have there next to you a man who is not an actor and who is going to be perhaps the most famous actor in the years to come.
No, you're making a mistake. Nobody's going to make him a famous actor. We're going to make him a film star.
Being able to do it well, that's what I'm hoping to be able to do.
And I was thinking, what the fuck have I got myself into? I'd never been on a film set. You got hundreds of crew, you got stunt crew, you got helicopters, and it's really a big, big thing. And you're the central figure. Everyone was experienced in the major roles. Diana Rigg and Telly Savalas. They've been working as actors for decades.
George, obviously there's going to be some comparison between yourself and Sean Connery. How do you think this comparison will affect your image?
Sean Connery created James Bond. How can I be better than Sean Connery playing James Bond?
Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
I'm not an actor. I never had any thoughts that I might be good as him because he created the character, from his personality. I realized very early that people wanted to see Sean Connery's version.
For the first time in a Bond movie, the casting of the Bond girl became important in carrying much of the film, partly because the romantic elements became more important to the overall film, as this time we were meant to believe that Bond had fallen in love with Teresa de Vincenzi, as played by stage and screen icon Dame Diana Rigg, whose roles in a long and varied career included on Broadway in Aberdeen and Elisa, 1971. She became a sex icon as Emma Peel in The Avengers, of course being replaced later by another Bond girl, Honor Blackman, Elena in A Midnight Summer's Dream, Lady Holiday in The Great Muppet Caper. She won a BAFTA for the BBC miniseries Mother Love in 1989 and an Emmy for her role as Mrs. Danvers in Rebecca, 1997. Other TV roles include in The Detectorists, Doctor Who, and the iconic role of Helena Tyrone in the HBO smash hit Game of Thrones. Her final appearance came in Edgar Wright's film Last Night in Soho 2021, which I mentioned earlier because Terence Stamp was in it. It goes to Rigg's talent that she made as much as she did of the Bond role. Teresa has gone down in history as one of the most beloved Bond girls for more than one reason, but the actress certainly played a big part in that. Telly Savalas rounded out the main cast as a more comedic version of villain Blofeld, replacing Donald Pleasance, who debuted the role in You Only Live Twice. Just as Lazenby had a near impossible task filling Connery's boots, Savalas also had a tough act to follow. Like Rigg, he was already an established character actor. Films as Thriller, The Young Savages, 1961, the original Cape Fear, which was later remade by Scorsese, The Greatest Story Ever Told, Birdman of Alcatraz alongside Clint Eastwood, war movie The Dirty Dozen, and later as Lieutenant Theo Kojak in the popular network TV crime series, which ran for almost a decade. Maybe not the actor Pleasance was overall, but Savalas fit nicely into the mystery 60s world of 007, spying as a charismatic oddball with a sense of being an outsider. Something about rugged outside foreigners in Bond movies in this era. On Her Majesty's Secret Service got its London premiere on the 18th of December 1969. With the winter setting and theme of the film, it could be an unofficial Christmas movie, something for the season. It's directed by Peter R. Hunt, who had previously worked as an editor on the Bond franchise. Screenplay by Richard Mallabum, who had written or would go on to write 13 Bond movies. The film's tagline, not the best really, 007, James Bond is back. The film made $82 million from a pretty slim budget of $7 million, but that's a big drop off from the previous 3 Bond movies. The simplistic but wacky plot sees Blofeld planning to hold the world to ransom by threatening to render all food, plants and livestock infertile through the actions of a group of brainwashed angels of death. Along the way, Bond meets, falls in love and marries Countess Teresa Dan Vincenzo, played by Rigg, but there's a sting in the tail. The main bulk of the film is set at a picturesque ski lodge in Switzerland, giving it a different feel to previous Bond films. The film is lengthy though, at 142 minutes, making it one of the longer. This film has an unconventional opening for a Bond film, as the first dose of action Lazenby get is saving the Teresa character from an attempted suicide by drowning in a 60s film as well, as she then has to fend off some goons who are coming after both of them in a very over-the-top frenetic but quite fun scene on a beach scene, and more humility and a bit of a self-awareness to this version of Bond as Teresa escapes.
Good morning. My name's Bond. James Bond. Miss,
Don't move, Mr. Bond. Lie down.
This never happened to the other fella.
The next day, Bond meets Teresa over a feisty card game in a casino. She invites 007 back to her hotel room to thank him for saving her life. Attacked by a mystery man, the agent later returns to his own hotel room, only to find Teresa/Tracy, who claims she knew nothing about Bond's attacker. The next morning, Bond is taken to meet Drago, head of a European crime syndicate and the father of Tracy. Explaining his daughter's troubled past, Drago has an intriguing but weird offer for Bond, saying he will pay him $1 million if he marries Tracy. Bond refuses, but says he will keep up the romance with Tracy if Drago helps him track down head of Spectre, Blofeld. The next day in London, M relieves Bond of his mission to take out Blofeld, and decades before Daniel Craig would go rogue in Casino Royale, Lazenby's Bond beats him to the punch by handing in his 007 badge through a letter to Miss Moneypenny, who changes it to a request to leave.
That was a quick conference. How do you expect a girl to keep herself alluring?
Take a memo, please, Moneypenny.
Ready, James?
Sir, I have the honor to request you will accept my resignation, effective forthwith.
Resignation from what?
Her Majesty's Secret Service. And kindly present us that monument in there. Sorry, ma'am. James Bond here.
He wants you, James.
In what can only be a little poke at Connery's Bond, when Lazenby's Bond first arrives to Switzerland, there's some goofy antics with him looking absolutely ridiculous in a kilt and some flirting with some of the bunnies, before Blofeld is finally introduced into the film. Scene probably shows just how out of depth Lazenby is in the role compared with the more seasoned Telly Savalas.
Full line.
Christmas, 007?
I'm Sir Hilary Bragg.
Oh, no, Mr. Bond. Respectable baronets from the College of Heralds do not seduce female patients in clinics. On the other hand, they do get their professional details right. The Beauchamp tombs are not in the Augsburg Cathedral, as you said, but in the St. Anna Kirche.
Take more than cutting off your earlobes, Blofeld, to turn you into a count.
I may yet surprise you. I know all about your mission, Mr. Bond. Your colleague, such a keen climber, such a brilliant conversationalist, before he left us.
You realize he reported where I am?
I doubt that. In any case, no one's going to come to your rescue. In a few hours, the United Nations will receive my Yuletide greeting. Agreeable outbreak of foot and mouth disease in England last summer. I'll instruct them in very convincing terms exactly how I arranged that and my capacity has improved since. Our great breakthrough since last summer has been the confection of a certain Vitus Omega.
Infertility.
Total infertility in plants and animals. Not just disease in a few herds, Mr. Bond, or the loss of a single crop, but the destruction of a whole strain, forever, throughout an entire continent. If my demands are not met, I shall proceed with the systematic extinction of whole species of cereals and livestock all over the world. I've been training my own special angels of death.
Those girls?
Those girls. And many others like them.
But exactly how?
That will remain my secret.
Lazenby feels a bit like a cosy, slightly tipsy uncle at Christmas. Hardly the presence and charisma you want from a James Bond. Some of the best stuff in the movie, though, are the action set pieces. Hunt does a pretty solid job with the directing, and the cool look of the Skeeland setting definitely helps with this. This is a standout, if quite silly, chase scene.
He's branched off.
A big reason why this James Bond movie has gone down as a cult favourite over time is because it's seen as the first Bond movie where the characters show some emotion and vulnerability, as by the end of the movie it really tries to sell you on he's fallen in love with Tracy, and eventually, in a first for the character, we see him get married only to have a cruel twist of fate just moments after the marriage.
To find something else to do.
Are you sure, Jane?
I love you. I know I'll never find another girl like you. Will you marry me?
You mean it?
I mean it.
The best I could have. The future.
Mrs. Bond, shut up. And don't eat it all at once.
In?
Indubitably.
Blofeld.
It's all right. It's quite all right, really. She's having a rest. There's no hurry, you see. We have all the time in the world.
The use of Louis Armstrong's All the Time in the World has a poignant sadness to it at the end there. Though Lazenby struggles to convey this emotions, the end scene definitely is effective in just how simple and to the point it is. Plus it works as a good old-fashioned gut punch. So overall, I'm surprisingly positive on Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's over long, 2 hours 20 minutes. Lazenby is a black hole of charisma as Bond. You can see why it was a failed experiment. A couple of scenes that are a little bit too on the cheesy side. Take Lazenby out of the picture really, and you put in a much better Bond, then it would suddenly look a lot better. Decent villain. Diana Rigg is a very convincing romantic lead and foil for Bond. Some good action scenes. A beautiful location. It's very sort of cinematic. So all in all, it's a surprisingly good Bond film considering its reputation and the fact that you have such a wooden, unconfident lead. So I'm going to give On Her Majesty's Secret Service a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. And up next time, we have return for Sean Connery for one last outing as 007 with 1971's Diamonds Are Forever. So we'll see what I make of that one next time. You can also support me on patreon.com/boardnow and also as a channel member. But thanks for watching, everyone. Again, let me know what you think of this Bond movie, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.
You've been waiting for him. Asking for him. Now he's here.
Who are you?
My name is Bond. James Bond.
He's back in a new Bond spectacular.
Kill him! Welcome to hell, Blofeld.
He's back.
Good evening.
And we're back to what great movies are all about.
Hey, what the hell is this? Hey, listen, you can't do this to me. I've got friends in this town.
Outrageous, fun-making thrills.
I didn't know there was a pool down there.
The character who runs rings around his enemies in Diamonds Are Forever. Forever, forever. And they're back. Some rare facets of female bondage.
Well, that's quite a nice little nothing you're almost wearing. I approve.
I don't dress for the hired help.
Starring Jill St. John, Charles Gray, and he's back as Blofeld, 007 style.
Good evening, 007. Curious how everyone who touches those diamonds seems to die.
the canals of Amsterdam, to the gaming halls of Las Vegas.
Hi, I'm Plenty.
But of course you are.
Plenty O'Toole.
Named after your father, perhaps?
To the rocket sites of Nevada. Sean Connery, alias James Bond 007, is back in action.
Diamonds are forever, forever, forever.